I just recently watched Gavin 80's video on building a vision board. I write down my goals, yearly, 6 months, short-term, long-term, everything. But I want to get more serious about powerlifting, about life, about business. So that is exactly what we're doing, and we are building a vision board today. I got the board, I got glue sticks, and I got pictures printed out. I think I have 19. They're all the same size. I was gonna do different sizes, but I didn't. And I'm gonna build a vision board. I'm gonna talk about it while I do it, and we're gonna do it together, and I'm gonna show you how to build one, the best tips, the best tricks, and how to think about it. And also just like, why not? Why not put out some more motivational type content, not just focused on powerlifting for once. So let's hop right in. Okay, kind of a janky setup, but I wanted to stand while I do this and present the board so it's sitting up in my window, not on the couch anymore. But let's get started. So I have 19 pictures printed out of goals, of athletes, of kind of everything that is important and that I want to accomplish in life, and I'm going to go through them while I put them on the board and why I position them in the way that I do. So there's kind of 4 main categories that I'm looking to portray on this board. Number 1 is everyday life. The car, the house, the girl, the wife, everything that I want to possibly accomplish in a life aspect, in everyday people type things. Then there's powerlifting, my goals in the sport, my aspirations, and what I want to achieve. Then there is community, which goes along with the powerlifting and the personal coaching aspect, the personal trainer in me, the coach in me. And then there is the influence side of things. So influencing people, powerlifting content, social media content in general, and what that's going to look like. So we are going to start on the left side of the board, right side of the board, whatever you want to call it. And that's going to be everyday life. The way that Gavin explained it so beautifully in his video was, picture if you had everything that you ever wanted in life, your perfect day, what does that look like? And that's what goes on half this board. The other half is, what do you do in that day? You still have time, you still got to work, maybe you don't, I don't know, but you still got to do something. What is that going to be? Put that on the other side of the board. And that's what we're going to build out first, is the side of life. So I have got 5 pictures that represent things I want to accomplish in life. We'll start with picture number 1 is a picture of a beach house. Do I want an actual house on the beach? Probably not. But I think to me this represents moving, it represents having new opportunities, and represents getting a house one day, being able to buy a legitimate house and live in it and not live in an apartment. It also represents like moving somewhere that is not where I currently live, where there is a foot of snow outside. So that's going to be the first picture up on the board. Let's try to make this straight here. Boom. This is going to end up falling most likely. That's the first picture. Please stay. Should have got an easel. Look that up. Along with that same theme, I have another picture of a house. Just some random house I saw on Google Images, but represents the same thing, right? Owning a house one day, owning real estate, having my own thing, being able to afford that. And that is exactly what this represents. And I'm gonna stick it actually just right under it, lined up pretty well. Beautiful. Trying to make sure that this does not fall. Next up, I am not a huge car person, but I do want to eventually own a newer car. I printed out a picture of a 4Runner. I believe that it represents something of achieving just having a vehicle like that. Like, I could probably go and buy one now. I just don't. I'm not a big material person. This is more like, oh, I could fit kids in it. I could fit gym equipment in it. I could do all these things. Like, it's not a G-Wagon, you know? Like, I don't care about cars, but represents having something tangible of my vehicle, my sense of travel. And I think that's important to me. Just threw the glue stick on the ground. And that's gonna be kind of over in this region. Still up near the top. Might have to re-glue some stuff. But 2 more pictures left in the life category. This is a picture of wedding bands. I do currently have a fiance and would like to continue to have that relationship and build that further to the point that we are getting married. We have not planned a wedding yet, and I hope we can do that at some point. Right? I think a lot of people make vision boards or have these goals and forget about the people that are there alongside them during the goals. And I think that's what a lot of people forget about and kind of lose track of. So that goes right under there. Next picture here is fat stacks of cash. I said I'm not a materialistic person, and I'm truly not. And this to me does not represent going out, balling out, spending all this money. It represents security. It represents having enough clients that I can provide. It represents making a difference in the sport of powerlifting through coaching, not just the money, but the things that I could do with it, being able to help people, being able to help my family. That's what money represents to me, not going and buying a new watch. That's why there's no watches or fucking $1 million homes on here, right? There's basic ass things because that's what it's truly about. I don't know if I should be gluing on the picture or like gluing on the board. I feel like this is just easier to just cover the picture with glue. And this is gonna go up here as well, up near the top, right there. I'm worried that I haven't gotten a big enough board now, but I think I did. We're gonna now move on to the second, which is the rest of the board, which is powerlifting, powerlifting coaching, community, and influence. It all kind of goes hand in hand. If I woke up on a perfect day, I would have a bunch of money in my bank account, I'd live in a house, I'd be married, and I'd drive a sick 4Runner. That's what all the materials that I have. I don't care about many other things. So now it's moving on to what I would fill my time with. And it's powerlifting. It always has been. It always will be. Or not always has been. I found it recently. So this is more, some of it is more coaching. Some of it is more influencer. Some of it is more an athlete aspect. So we're going to run through these kind of quickly. Starting with the first picture is a picture of the first place medal that you get at IPF Worlds. I want to compete in IPF Worlds eventually, and I know I will. And this just furthers that truth to me of the goal of standing up on the world stage and representing USA there. And that's going to go front and center. It's actually going to be off the board. That's how crazy we're getting. I want that to stand out. Now we're going to move into some of the people that represent the powerlifter and the social media content creator that I want to be. Starting with the whole reason I'm making this video, Gavin Aiden. He is not only on the world stage in this photo, but taught me how to make a vision board, taught me about a lot about powerlifting through his YouTube and through his content. And I think he's someone to look up to as a powerlifter, and he does a lot of cool things. And he is going on the board as someone to represent being a powerlifter, being a content creator in the space, and making great living doing so. And he's going to go right there. As a powerlifter and someone who creates content, you cannot get any higher in the subscriber count, in the accolades, than Russell Orhe on the world stage as well, smiling like he always does, with some insane number loaded on the back, and represents the content creation. And he's a two-time world champion powerlifter, has accomplished a lot in the sport. So this is kind of two birds with one stone, representing the content creation like he does, and the powerlifting. Similar idea with Gavin as well. You can't, and this is not idolizing these people. They're normal people just like everyone else. It's saying this person has accomplished this thing that I want to accomplish, and that's what it represents whenever you put it on the board. And he's going to go up top right next to Gavin. Even has the IPF logo there. Two more people to throw on the board, and that kind of ends the people that I'm going to idolize. As a coach, as a powerlifting coach, there's not many people that are better than Sean Noriega of Nori Strength. Insane powerlifting now as well. He does so much, also does content creation. Not so much anymore, but definitely did. And whenever you look at powerlifting coaches, he is top of the game, works with like 30, 50 people, and that's what I want to do. And he'll be on the board as well. And then whenever it comes to influence and also just looking sick, you got to have Arnold on there. If you want to accomplish anything in the fitness world, I think Arnold is a great person to look up to. He accomplished everything. He's the reason that bodybuilding is what it is today. I'm not a bodybuilder, but not only do I want to look like Arnold, because who doesn't, but also people strive and people look forward to meeting him, and I want people to feel that way about me. So both of these guys smacking on the board. More on the content creation side, we have got a picture of a camera just to represent. I film all my phones on all my videos on an iPhone right now. So eventually getting a camera and always improving on the content. And then I have a picture of a 1 million subscriber play button. That is something that I want to achieve and accomplish. And I think to me that represents making it in the influence and being a part of influencing people online in the sport of powerlifting and growth for there. Along with that same energy of powerlifting, we've got the three best lifters, or the first, second, third place of IPF Worlds 2024. And we're going to throw that on because one day I will be standing amongst them in one of those places as well. Whether that be first, second, or third. And then this is more short-term type things that we'll throw on there. I have the SBD logo. I have the A7 logo, which are very popular powerlifting brands. I have the USAPL Raw Nationals logo, which I'm trying to qualify for 2026 Raw Nationals. And I have the Sheffield logo, Sheffield Powerlifting, one of the biggest powerlifting events in the world, really, held in Sheffield, UK. You have to compete at Worlds to make it. It's huge. We're gonna throw all of these on there and then show you the after of what it's gonna look like. And then I have two other pictures of some dudes fist bumping at the gym and a group photo of just some gym goers. And I think that represents the community that I want to build around powerlifting, the community that I want to have in the sport, the community that I want to have online. That's really what we're trying to build here on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, wherever is, even in the gym that I go to, is a sense of community around the sport of powerlifting and around everything. That's why so much of this is focused on community and focused on accolades that are going to build the community bigger. And that's really what the goal is. And here is the finished product. Put the A7 and SBD logos, brands that I want to eventually work with. I explained basically everything else. Want to qualify for nationals, want to compete at Worlds, want to compete at Sheffield, want to build a community and be with that community, daily. And that's why it's on the daily side, the perfect life side. And that's my vision board. And I'm going to make a video in 6 months. It is January right now. I will make a video in May, in June, and talk about what has come true and what hasn't. I even wrote some little messages. I don't know if you can read it, but this says 25 powerlifting clients. I coach powerlifters, and I want to eventually get to a number that is bigger than me and do something that's bigger than me in this world and in the sport of powerlifting. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, hit like, hit subscribe. Let's start building that community that we want to build. And I will see you all in the next one. Deuces.